Welcome to The Pitch, where two budding entrepreneurs have 90 seconds to win over our panel of capitalists. If our panel likes the idea, they will likely connect our dreamers with some of the best business minds around to help them take their idea to the next level. The catch, of course, is they could hate the idea and send them on their way. Here's the pitch.
My name is Tishan Mills, the co-founder of Tabble Dabble, the company that makes QuickTap Survey, a data collection platform for tablets that's easy, fast, and engaging.
I'm Peter Evans, CEO of Speakerfile. We connect industry speakers with the global events industry. We're like eHarmony for experts in events.
Hello, I'm Catherine Murray. Welcome to The Pitch. You've heard a little from our entrepreneurs. Let's tell you who they have to win over today. First, joining us tonight, Stuart Thornhill, Associate Professor of Strategic Management and Entrepreneurship at the Richard Ivey School of Business, Jacqueline Lowen, Director at Lowen & Partners, and Philip Brown, CEO of Brown's Dining Solutions. Stuart, let me start with you. You have a very interesting background in terms of being part of the Faculty of Entrepreneurship. What do you think is the most important and key aspect for entrepreneurs today to really become successful?
I think the ones who really start understanding the problem they're trying to solve, if they come at it with an idea that's the standard solution in search of a problem, often they run into some dead ends. But the ones who have a really clear sense of what it is they're trying to do gets them on the right path every time.
So provide a solution.
Find the pain point, find the way you can make someone's life better, easier, faster, cheaper, simpler, whatever it happens to be, and then just laser focus on that.
Okay, and Jacqueline, your firm helps some of these small and mid-cap companies raise money from a private equity perspective. What are you looking for?
Well, Lowen & Partners, we work with companies that have 20 million in revenue. So that's the model that we look for. You know, we're an exempt market dealer, and I was just chatting to Stuart about this. There's so many private companies now getting funded off the public market. I almost feel like the public market is like the music industry. And so there is an exempt market dealers association. They can go online and find people like ourselves who specialize in raising capital.
And Philip, you have also helped advise and been president over 12 companies.
Sure. I'm a bit of a serial entrepreneur, but I'm also CEO of a large dining services company. It was founded 83 years ago, so I've kind of got a split personality. Being an entrepreneur, I love entrepreneurs. I love the startups. I agree with Stuart. It's getting down to that pain point, keeping it very simple. And I love these pitches we have on here and really watching the ones who know how to get it down to something that's exciting, succinct, and has that takeaway flavor you want to go out in the hall and tell somebody about.
And today, are all of you seeing some really interesting opportunities out there in terms of entrepreneurs?
It's exploding again. It seemed there was a quiet period when the financial markets really withdrew, but the ideas that are out there now are just coming at you every day.
And Jacqueline, are they making you excited as well, your team?
There's a third industrial revolution happening, and it is around technology. And now when you get the manufacturing companies, these big, clunky businesses cluing in, yes, I can market my product around the world using Google. And it is extraordinary how much money also these online business models are making.
We're finding it interesting, Catherine, because I'm in a very mature industry, which is dining services. So we're working on a roll-up strategy where we're acquiring smaller companies across Canada. We're at about 50 million in sales, trying to get to 100 as quick as we can. But we're seeing lots of young entrepreneurial ideas coming in the bottom of our business. We had several from this show come to our company and offer us services. So we're able to take a mature model and try and rev it up a little bit with entrepreneurial spirit.
All right, that sounds great. Well, coming up, we'll meet our first entrepreneur, and he will have 90 seconds to convince our panel that his survey software is superior to others.
Dear Left Brain, I bought us a car that has a 5-star safety rating and is motoring 2012 Car of the Year. Dear Right Brain, I bought us a car with a 274 horsepower turbocharged engine and panoramic sunroof. Now both of you shut up and let me drive. The Kia Optima, the new class.
Join the revolution in online trading at Virtual Brokers. Trade stocks as low as 99 cents with no ECN or exchange fees for any asset or activity level. Trade a selection of ETFs for free. Master the market with Virtual Brokers' professional feature-rich trading platform and powerful research tools. Trade stocks as low as 99 cents. Switch now and get 150 free trades. Virtual Brokers, high-end service without the high-end fees.
Let's hear from our first entrepreneur, Tishan Mills, head of technology with Tabble Dabble, the company behind QuickTap survey software product. You'll have 90 seconds for your pitch. The pressure's on. Take it away, Tishan.
Thanks, Catherine. All businesses have a need to collect data from existing or potential customers. For example, each year, 2.8 million businesses are exhibitors at trade shows and conferences around the world. And the main reason that they're there is to collect contact information from potential customers. Now, believe it or not, most of these businesses are still using paper and clipboards to collect this data, but this is error-prone, tedious, and time-consuming. Some businesses are using electronic solutions, but typically they're custom one-off solutions which are expensive to build or use outdated technology. So we thought, what if you can use the latest in touchscreen tablet technology to collect this type of data when interacting with consumers face-to-face? And that's exactly why we built QuickTap Survey, a data collection platform that's easy, fast, and engaging. The way it works is our customers come to our website to sign up for an account and create their survey. Then they use our app, which is freely available on the App Store, to download their survey and collect their data, even if their tablet is not connected to the internet. We have a freemium subscription-based model with 3 different tiers, and our pricing scales by the number of devices that are used as well. And today, our customers are using it around the world, and not only for trade shows and conferences, but they're using it for retailers are using it at their stores to sign people up for loyalty programs and for mailing lists. Doctors are using it to assess patient care. Universities are using it to do course evaluations, and even restaurants are using it to do customer feedback.
Time is up.
Thanks.
That's the pitch for Tabble Dabble and its QuickTap survey software. Let's find out what our panelists think. Philip, let me start with you. What's your takeaway here?
I always get concerned about a pitch that is helping doctors and restaurateurs and schools and fashion people. I'd like to hear you narrow it down a little bit. Tell me a bit about your revenue model, and secondly, how much money do you have in now?
So my business partner and I have invested about $40,000. Our revenue model is a freemium subscription-based revenue model. So people sign up for an account, and we bill them on a monthly basis. We have 3 different tiers, and we charge them also not only for signing up, but also for the number of devices that they use. So it scales across a large customer base where, you know, for the person who just wants to use a single device for a smaller type of event versus someone who's planning to roll it across their entire company.
So why would someone use you as opposed to, say, SurveyMonkey or many of the competitors that are out there?
Excellent question. And really, when you look at our competitors, they can be categorized into 3 categories. One of them is that web-based competitors like SurveyMonkey who design their technology for a web-based solution, so they suffer from a horrible user experience when you're using it on a touchscreen interface, and they have to run inside of a browser, which requires also an internet connection. So our solution does not require an internet connection, it does not run inside a browser, and it runs inside a controlled environment that can be branded and customized in a way that makes it engaging and attractive.
Jacqueline, let me get your thoughts on this.
So, well, it sounds interesting. You know, what is your growth rate? Like, for example, if I was to give the invest in you as compared to investing in gold on the public market, what would be your anticipated growth rate? And how long do you think you would want to keep my money for?
Well, I think in terms of growth rate, if I can translate it to the number of accounts we've registered, we actually last year we're offering our product through a consulting model, but this year we launched it as a do-it-yourself model. So in January we have just launched this version of our product, and we already have almost 2,000 business and individual registered accounts, and each account can actually have multiple users, and each account can scale to a large number of devices as well, which brings in additional revenue. Initially, we have been seeing basically 100% growth in the first few months, but it's very early for us to really gauge that number.
Sir, what are your thoughts here? Because we talked earlier in the show about finding a solution to a problem. Is this that aspect?
Well, I certainly understand what you're bringing to consumers, or to your customers, that ability to track the leads. And I think of this year when I went to the auto show, I couldn't walk into a display area without somebody approaching with a tablet and wanting me to register or sign up. So clearly this is being used. If those are the custom devices, the big automakers can afford to have their own pieces. I almost feel like you're not charging enough. If this is creating as much value as you seem to believe, free or $10 or $20 for something that could potentially capture that many leads, have you thought about a more aggressive pricing strategy?
So, because our pricing scales by the number of devices, we have customers who are paying from $1,500 a month to $20 a month. So it really varies based on what they're trying to do. We also have another side to our business, which is the consulting side, where we use our product, but we customize it and add much more value to it, where we're doing all kinds of things like helping people match leads to geographic locations related to their retail locations and send leads that way. So we really have the ability to build on top of it, and we have been doing that where we're charging much more than what's available to the do-it-yourself model.
If you could narrow it down to, you've got a lot of things on the go here, narrow it down to what you see as the fastest growing, simplest part of your business model that you'd like to ride into the future.
Well, I think the simplest form of our business model is really that software as a service, do-it-yourself version of QuickTap Survey, where people come to our website, they sign up, they use it, they get their data, and we don't really have to do much more in terms of being involved with them. So that model is really scalable. We started off doing consulting with our product, but we realized that it really wasn't scalable, and that's why we decided to do that do-it-yourself version.
Tishan, how much are you looking to raise, and how do you plan on using it?
We are looking to raise $400,000 in seed as a seed investment, and really what we've implemented so far is really just the tip of the iceberg in terms of our vision. We plan to build an app that can be used with our product for other platforms. Right now we focused on the iPad because it basically represents 75% of the tablet market, but we want to build an Android version, a Windows 8 version, and a web-based version to complement and integrate with the tablet-based version. We also want to completely file a patent that we've already initially filed as a U.S. provisional patent that has to do with our technology around being able to define data types that become translated to custom keyboards and intelligent data validation for touchscreen devices, which is something that's never really been done when you look at the web space and companies like SurveyMonkey.
Okay, we're going to leave it there. Thank you so much, and we'll see you back here a little later in the show for the big decision. And up next, we've got Peter Evans of SpeakerFile waiting in the wings, ready to woo our panel of capitalists. He's got a matchmaking tool for speakers and events. The Pitch on BNN continues right after this.
People count on aspirin to relieve many types of pain, like headaches, backaches, and even the pain and fever due to a cold and flu. Aspirin is an anti-inflammatory that provides fast and effective relief at the site of pain. Aspirin, for your different types of pain.
There's a thin line between a good photograph and a great one. It's how a Canon portrait lens can bring out what really counts to you. Add a wide-angle lens and go from nice shot to I can't believe you took that shot. Or choose a telephoto lens and change your view from the sideline to the goal line. Cross the line from good to great with world-renowned Canon lenses. And look for amazing prices during our anniversary sale.
Which of the following can potentially increase your wealth? A new TV? New car? Or investment loans from B2B Trust? Borrowing to invest is smarter than borrowing to spend. Learn the truths of investment lending. Talk to your financial advisor today.
That's Hockey Tonight host Steve Kouleas.
Today's NHL never stops.
And here we go.
Every game is packed with highlights, key matchups, and superstars all through the league.
This just hit the boiling point.
At any moment, a major story can develop. Weeknights and mornings, it's That's Hockey Tonight, a one-stop shop for all the action, all the news, and everything the NHL has to offer.
That is amazing.
That's Hockey Tonight. Weeknights and mornings Tuesday to Friday on TSN2.
Welcome back. We just heard from our first entrepreneur, Tishon Mills, and his company's survey software. Now let's hear from the competition, Peter Evans, founder and CEO of SpeakerFile. His company helps connect speakers with the global events circuit. Take it away, Peter.
If you've ever tried to book a speaker for an industry conference, you've probably found that it's a very difficult process of evaluating industry speakers to actually understand if they're good at speaking. What SpeakerFile has done is enabled the events industry to go to a global website, a directory, to find industry speakers from around the world and evaluate them for their suitability at conferences. We've essentially built eHarmony for experts in events. What we offer is a software solution, the first of its kind, that allows corporations and organizations, not-for-profits, to build a corporate speaker bureau in our software and syndicate, essentially distribute those speakers to our online global search engine. At that point, you can also, as an event organizer, build a listing of your open call requirements for your speakers in our software as well. Essentially, what we've done now is built a fully functioning software platform and a global marketplace that already has 3,500 speakers in it across 70 countries. At the same time, we're in revenue for 3 months now with KPMG, Deloitte & Touche, IDC, Research in Motion, companies that want to showcase their experts better to the global conferences industry. And today we're looking to discuss financing of approximately $1.5 million in the latter part of this year to scale out our sales and marketing efforts.
All right, time is up. That's the pitch for Peter Evans. Now let's find out what our panelists are thinking here. Stuart, what do you think of this idea?
Well, it's very interesting, I think, for all of us to hear this one, since we all do speaking at various times in our years. The eHarmony analogy has got my attention because they use their psychometric programs and their secret sauce to find the ideal matches. Do you go that deep, or do you have some methodology for getting the right speakers?
We have an algorithm that uses a number of characteristics inside the speaker platform or inside the speaker profile to better match the speakers with the events. And we're looking at tags. Essentially, our software is based on a series of tags related to topics that you speak on, all sorts of different things like geography. What we try to do in that algorithm is better help the meeting organizer understand the speaker's ability through rich media profiles as well, understand their affordability, their availability, as well as the type of engagements that they like to do. So all that information has been very specifically mapped in our content management system to be of most use to event planners.
Does it have a feedback mechanism so that following an event that's fed
Good
back
question.
into the system?
We're actually designing an HTML5 app right now, a proprietary one, which we're filing a provisional U.S. patent on as we speak, which will enable the audience to rate the speaker confidentially for development purposes. This is very important to HR people that are buying our software and the speakers themselves, but also allow them to capture V-card information from the audience, because often industry speakers, the market we're after, is speaking for business development purposes. So we are developing a reputation engine with that data that's going into the system from audiences. What we haven't done effectively is allowed audiences to participate in that rating system enough. A lot of that data sits as remnants with various meeting organizers, and it's not even shared with the speakers often because the meeting planners don't have time.
Jacqueline, what strikes you about this?
So would you describe yourself as like the station wagon or a Rolls Royce?
It's an interesting question. Are you talking about the quality of the speakers?
No, your company. I want to hear for your company profile. Are you more going towards mass market, or are you an elite? Because you mentioned KPMG.
More on the Rolls Royce, and I'd say maybe something more like a high-end Hyundai, which has value these days, you know, or a BMW, not so much a Rolls Royce. I'd probably use that analogy.
So would you say you're more like a BMW?
And there's a degree of curation. Not everybody can be in SpeakerFile, in my view. They're not going to do very well in SpeakerFile unless they can actually put a noun and a verb together on stage. I think this is important. LinkedIn's at 140 million people right now. Everybody's on LinkedIn, but not all of them can speak as effectively as some of you in the audience here. So I think what's important is that we allow companies now to showcase their experts by using our B2B software. They can effectively curate a speaking bureau in our publishing software and then syndicate those experts to our global search engine.
So you mentioned LinkedIn. I mean, what is your 5-year exit strategy?
Interesting question.
How will investors get their money back?
Well, we think an exit would be most natural in the information services area. You could describe LinkedIn as being on the, either directly in that area or on the periphery of that, depending on how you look at the industry. The wire services, various information services players, agencies, large global PR agencies and groups are very interested in what we're doing, as well as publishers. We've been very active in the publishing industry with a number of major players that we're looking to do major channel partnerships with.
I've published 3 books. I would so welcome that. I feel the publishing industry is like the music industry. They have completely missed this whole tsunami that we're going through.
It's extremely
fragmented,
love to hear that. And every author wants to get more visibility. You've just invested a lot of money in a book. 45% of the people on Speaker File now are authors.
Philip, what's your thought here?
Let's get into the numbers. I think it's a brilliant idea. Certainly the acting industry has gone this direction for the casting call. It's a fragmented market, so you're talking about industry experts. Are you also talking about VIP speakers, superstar speakers, athletes? Is that part of your drive as well?
Absolutely.
Just drill into the numbers. How much do you have invested in this so far?
So far, we've put in just under $500,000.
Okay, and what's your revenue model look like right now?
Revenue model is great. I mean, we've been in revenue 3 months. We're into 5 figures at this point. We've been growing every month, looking at cash flow positive by the end of the year.
Okay. One concern I have is why is it so expensive to get this machine up and running when it really seems like a pretty fundamentally simple idea?
No, this is not a website. This is actually enterprise-grade software that effectively allows a fully functioning rich media solution, allowing you to upload all of your speakers as a corporate administrator. We built this for PR agencies. We've also built it for publicists. So it has third-party multi-tiered administration. I know that's a lot of words, but essentially that allows the handlers to manage those experts inside the system.
So quickly, Kath, are we out of time? Sorry.
We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. But coming up, it's decision time. Both of our entrepreneurs will stand before our panel, ready to hear which business idea the judges have decided on.
Savvy traders know that real opportunities exist in the commodities markets, not just the stock markets. Trade at cmcmarkets.ca.
These are the Bose Quiet Comfort 15 noise-canceling headphones, engineered to make air travel quieter and music more enjoyable. Bose was the first to introduce noise-canceling headphones over 20 years ago, and these are the new standard. Seth Porges of Popular Mechanics states that compared to the competition, the QC15s are vastly superior. Try them for 30 days risk-free with free shipping. Quiet Comfort 15 headphones, only from Bose.
Dear Left Brain, I bought us a car that has a 5-star safety rating and is motoring 2012 Car of the Year. Dear Right Brain, I bought us a car with a 274 horsepower turbocharged engine and panoramic sunroof. Now both of you shut up and let me drive. The Kia Optima, the new class.
Looking for the inside story? Bob McKenzie, Darren Dreger, Pierre LeBrun, and James Duthie take you deeper into what's happening around the league, connecting you to the pulse of the hockey world. Follow the ultimate insiders on Twitter, TSN Facebook page, tsn.ca, and now with TSN Insider Trading on SportsCenter and the NHL on TSN. No one's got you covered like TSN's Hockey Insiders.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Smash, the new soundtrack album featuring 13 incredible songs from the hit show. Album available now.
It is decision time. Our panelists have heard 2 different business pitches. Here's a recap. Our first entrepreneur was Tishon Mills, head of technology and co-founder of Tabble Dabble. He told us about his QuickTap survey software. Then we heard from Peter Evans, CEO and founder of SpeakerFile, who told us about his speaker and event matchmaking service. So panelists, what do you think here? Stuart, let me start with you. What are your thoughts?
I like them both, Catherine. I like the entrepreneurs. I like their ideas. I think there's some great potential here.
And Jacqueline, what's your take?
Quick Tap, I was concerned that you didn't have one sort of client focus. I like the fact that you were working with clients, but I'd like to have heard one client. And then your exit strategy, you're very unclear about that. That concerned me. In comparison, the eHarmony for speakers had very clear client and a clear exit strategy, and I like that very much. So thumbs up for speakerphone.
Thank you.
And Philip, your thoughts?
Well, Tisha, and I like you. You did a great job. For me, the model's a little bit too skewed and not enough revenue at this stage of the game. I think if you can get it narrowed down to one singular focus, that would attract my interest further. Peter, I thought you were an awesome speaker. You should get listed on your own service, and you do a great job. I am very intrigued by what you told us today. I have more interest now than I did when we started, and I'd love to follow up and hear more about it, particularly your revenue model. And if you could come up with something that even comes close to what TED Talks does on the internet, I think we'd have really something to get on fire with.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, there you have it from our panelists, and let's also hear from our entrepreneurs. Tishan, what's your next step here?
Well, I think the feedback was excellent, and I would definitely refine my pitch to address some of the points around revenue model. We actually have made a 5-figure amount in our first quarter of this year alone, so definitely to address some of those points, I think I would refine the pitch.
And Peter, what about you? What's your next step?
It's been a great experience meeting all of you through this process, and I can't wait to get all of you individually on Speakerphile and get you out on more podiums.
And was it helpful in terms of some of the feedback today?
Very helpful. Thank you.
All right, that's all the time we have for today's show. If you've got a business idea and would like to appear on the show, you can email us at thepitch@bnn.ca. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time.